Deccan Herald Changemakers 2025. We are supported by Karnataka Residential Educational Institution Society, Mobility Partner Mahindra, Knowledge Partner Ramaya University of Applied Sciences, Healthcare Partner Sparsh Hospital, Travel Partner Travel Mart, Associate Partners First Circle and Margadarsi, Television Partner Asianet Suvarna News. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಮೂಲಕ ನಾವು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮೇಕರ್ಸ್ನ ಗುರುತಿಸಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೃತಜ್ಞತೆಗಳನ್ನು ವ್ಯಕ್ತಪಡಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಈ ವರ್ಷ ನಮ್ಮ 7th ಎಡಿಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ, ಕ್ರೀಡೆ, ಸಂಗೀತ, ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಹಲವಾರು ಈ ಥರ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ಸಿಂದ 500 ನಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಬಂದು. ಬನ್ನಿ ಈ ವರ್ಷದ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮೇಕರ್ಸ್ ಯಾರು ಅಂತ ನೋಡೋಣ. Please put your hands together and join me in welcoming on stage our director here at the Printers Mysore, Mr. Chaitanya Netkalappa.
It gives me immense pleasure to welcome this august gathering to the 7th edition of DH Changemakers. Since 2019, when we launched DH Changemakers, we have identified young achievers from different walks of life, profiled them in our print and web editions, and brought them to the attention of the readers and the larger world. Many have gone on to achieve greater fame, drive change, and lead by example. Every year we host a heartwarming evening such as this one to celebrate the achievements of our changemakers in the presence of our jury and distinguished guests. It is my proud privilege to welcome to this event the 15 changemakers for 2025.
Welcoming on stage Ms. Anita Ratnam. Please now join me in welcoming on stage Vasudendra. I'd now like to call on stage Mr. Ramakrishna SR, our Associate Editor here at Deccan Herald, and Ms. Anita Pailur, our News Editor here at Deccan Herald, on stage to set the context for Changemakers 2025.
Deccan Herald was launched in 1948. That makes it 77 years. A couple of years ago, when we asked our readers what Deccan Herald meant to them, they said we were a newspaper with a heart. And that's how we got this tagline for ourselves, which is the power of good. We take up the right causes, do stories that other newspapers don't do. So as newspapers, I think there are a few things that we all cover quite routinely, which is politics and maybe Bollywood and cricket. But then there are so many, in a society like ours, in a plural society like ours, there's so much happening everywhere. In a multi-center country like ours, there's so much happening in the districts, so much happening outside Bangalore. And we always feel that we shouldn't be Bangalore-centric and that we should look at everything happening in Karnataka and elsewhere. And the question that many of us are asked, many of us in journalism are asked often, is why do you only cover negative news? Why is it always bad news? Why are you always talking about scams, corruption, disasters? The answer to that question is DH Changemakers. DH Changemakers looks at everything that's positive, things that inspire us, things that bring us hope, things that we must celebrate. So, since 2019, Deccan Herald has been identifying people across Karnataka and then celebrating their work.
This year we have a beautiful mix of individuals who represent the diversity of Karnataka. The kind of work they do, the communities they represent, and the impact they have had spans our state. So let's hear from our jury members now. Vasudhendra Avare, what do you think goes into being a change maker?
ಏಕೆಂದರೆ ಇಡೀ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕವನ್ನು ನೋಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗುವಂಥದ್ದು ದಿನಪತ್ರಿಕೆಗಳಿಗೋ ಅಥವಾ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾಕ್ಕೋ ಯಾರು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆಯಲ್ಲೂ ತಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೆಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೋ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆಗಿರ್ತಾರೋ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಸೊ ಅಂಥ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಅವ್ರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಡೆಕ್ಕನ್ ಹೆರಾಲ್ಡ್ ಅವ್ರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ. ನಿಜವಾದ ಸಾಧನೆಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಅಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಥರ ನಾವು ಊಹಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೂ ಆಗಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಎ ಜೂರಿ ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ನನಗೊಂದು ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಅನಿಸ್ತಿದ್ದು. ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಒಂದಿದು. ಇದ್ರ ಮೂಲಕ ಒಂದು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದು 10 ದೀಪ ಹಚ್ಚಿದರೆ ಅದರಿಂದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು 100 ದೀಪಗಳು ಹಚ್ಚುವ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ, ಇದು ಮತ್ತು ಉಳಿದವರಿಗೆ ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿ ಆಗುವಂತೆ ಆಗಲಿ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹಾರೈಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ.
Why do we as a society need people who dare to dream and bring about change, our current circumstances particularly?
My belief is that every society without change makers would die. Every society has several fault lines. Every society has inbuilt into it ways in which we can destroy each other. We can neglect each other. To challenge what society thinks is good, to challenge what is success, what's beauty, to challenge what's even justice or meritorious. I think it's these ideas that keep a society vibrant and make society more humane and make life for people better. I'm really delighted to be here. Welcome to all of you.
First of all, congratulations to Deccan Herald for this initiative. I think it was really heartwarming to see the people who are being recognized as change makers today. And I think the recognition that young people have the power to change society in so many different ways, in so many different spheres, whether it's in terms of water resource management, improving hearing for people, helping the underprivileged, using reviving old theatre, saving trees, looking at the environmental impact of what we do. Every single area, I think, has been looked at. I'm sure all of these winners today are going to be very important role models for change. And in society today, we need a lot of good role models. The fact that each one of them so far acknowledge, when we award individuals, it is for a particular kind of work that they've done, but behind those individuals are a huge number of people who influence them, their family members, their teams. So in some ways, it's again a award for the entire social cosmos that they grow in, and I'm sure each one of them is going to be an inspiration. So congratulations once again to all the winners today, all the people who were nominated, very, very important, and of course Deccan Herald. Thank you very much.
Now, Professor Devi has been gracious to send us a message. Let's listen.
Greetings everybody. As we celebrate the wonderful achievements of the change maker of Karnataka, my heart swells with pride by looking at the extraordinary accomplishment of this group of youngsters who are giving their lives for making the society better in so many fields. I want to congratulate everybody who is now declared a change maker for some specific reasons. I have great hopes from the partnership, from Deccan Herald, and from the change makers themselves.
We are grateful to Professor Devi. Deccan Herald Changemakers 2025, Dada Peer Jaiman. Deccan Herald Changemakers 2025, Girish Achar. ನಮ್ಮ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮೇಕರ್ ಅವಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ನೀಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಆನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಐಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಟು ಕಾಲ್ ಆನ್ ವಸುತೇಂದ್ರ ಅವರ. Deccan Herald Changemakers 2025, Hemalata Jain.
Thank you so much for giving this opportunity, Deccan Herald. When I started working them, they have so much to say, so much to share. And there is so much to do now also. After so many years, I still feel it's just a drop. There is many more things still left to do. So I would ask everyone's support to support us, to support the cause. Thank you so much.
ಈಗ ಡೆಕ್ಕನ್ ಹೆರಾಲ್ಡ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮೇಕರ್ಸ್ 2025 ಮುಂದುವರಿತಿದೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ವಿನ್ನರ್ಸ್ ಯಾರು ಅಂತ ನೋಡೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಡೆಕ್ಕನ್ ಹೆರಾಲ್ಡ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮೇಕರ್ಸ್ 2025, ಜನಾರ್ದನ್ ರಾವ್ ಹಾವಾಂಜೆ. I'd now like to invite on stage Mr. Ramkrishna SR, our Associate Editor here at Deccan Herald, to hand over a memento to Vasudendra.
ಕನ್ನಡದ ಅಸ್ಮಿತೆ ಮೂಲ ಸೊಲ್ಲುಗಳು ಉಳಿಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ನನ್ನ ಮನದಾಳದ ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಬಿತ್ತರಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ ಉದ್ದೇಶವಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾನು ಸಾವಿರಾರು ಸೊಲ್ಲುಗಳನ್ನು ಹಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಮತ್ತು ಸಂಗ್ರಹ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಮತ್ತು ರಾಜ್ಯಾದ್ಯಂತ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಕಲಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ.
Deccan Herald Changemakers 2025, ಪೂರ್ಣಿಮಾ ಮತ್ತು ಮಾರಪ್ಪ.
ನಮ್ಮ ಥರ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೂ ಅನೇಕ ಜನರು ಬಿಡುಗಡೆ ಆದವರಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸಣ್ಣ ಪುಟ್ಟ ಎಲ್ಪ್ಗಳು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅವರಿಗೆ ವಾಸ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಮನೆಗಳು ಸಹ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳ ತಾವಿಂದ ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಲೇ ನಾವು ಇದೊಂದು ಉದ್ಯೋನ್ಮುಖ ಸಂಘವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ.
Simple people doing amazing job. I think, for the last 15-20 minutes I was listening and watching them. Probably we need to introspect each one of us what we do. If they can do all that, I think God has blessed us with wisdom, creativity, and many more resources. We can do much more. Let us all assemble to build. In Hindi we say, Jab jago tabhi savera. Let that beginning be made by Deccan Herald from today and now. On behalf of Ramaya University of Applied Science, I am so privileged and so honored that we are a part of this, making the change, not only at the state level. We have the diversity of students on our campus. We are the change makers from them, and they make India to change. Jai Hind.
ನಮ್ಮ ಕೆಲಸದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ತಲ್ಲೀನರಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ರೀತಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೇವೆ. ಅದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ತಲುಪ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯೋ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ನಂಬಿರೋದು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೆಲಸಗಳನ್ನ ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಗುರುತಿಸಿ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಬಂದು ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಂದಿರ್ಸೋದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕೆಲಸ. ಅದನ್ನು ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ತುಂಬ ತುಂಬ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್.
ಬರೀತಿದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ವಿನ್ನರ್ಸ್ ಯಾರು ಅಂತ ನೋಡೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಡೆಕ್ಕನ್ ಹೆರಾಲ್ಡ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮೇಕರ್ಸ್ 2025 ಶ್ರೇಯಾ ಶಂಕರ್.
Of course, everybody who's helped. Starting 2025 with this is really great, and I hope we live up to the high bar that has been set. Thank you.
Now, born into a family deeply rooted in the music from the Kirana Gharana in Dharwad, please join me in welcoming here Ustad Fayaz Khan.
Krishna ಸೆರೆಯೊಳು ಜನಿಸಿದನ ಕುಲಹೀನವೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಜಗದಾಶ್ರಯನ ಕುಲ ಯಾವುದೋ ಜಗದಾಶ್ರಯನ ಕುಲ ಯಾವುದೋ ಸೆರೆಯೊಳು ಜನಿಸಿದನ ಕುಲಹೀನವೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಜಗದಾಶ್ರಯನ ಕುಲ ಯಾವುದೋ ವಸುದೇವನೋಷಜನ ಸುಜನರ ಪೊರೆವನ ವಸುದೇವನೋಷಜನ ಸುಜನರ ಪೊರೆವನ ಶ್ರೀಯಾದಿಕೇಶವನ ಕುಲ ಯಾವುದೋ ಆ ಕುಲ ಈ ಕುಲ ಯಾಕೋ ವ್ಯಾಕುಲ ಜಗದೊಡೆಯನ ಕುಲ ಗೋಕುಲವಯ್ಯ ಜಗದೊಡೆಯನ ಕುಲ ಗೋಕುಲವಯ್ಯ.
Deccan Herald Changemakers 2025 Shweta Rani.
ಗೌರವ ಬರೀ ನಾನು ಒಬ್ಳದಲ್ಲ, ನನ್ನ ಜರ್ನಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಜೊತೆ ಇದ್ದ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರದು, ನನ್ನ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ, ನನ್ನ ಸಂಗಾತಿ, ನನ್ನ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, ನನ್ನ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ, ನನ್ನ ಟೀಮ್, ನನ್ನ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್, ನನ್ನ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂವಾದ ಪಾಲಿದೆ. ಅವರಿಲ್ಲದಿದ್ದರೆ ನಾನಿಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಎವ್ರಿ ಒನ್.
I'd now like to welcome on stage our Commissioner of Police here in Bengaluru City, Mr. Dayananda. Deccan Herald Changemakers 2025, Sushila Nada.
ಅಸ್ಪೃಶ್ಯತೆಗೊಳಗಾದಂಥ ಸಮುದಾಯ, ಅದರಿಂದ ಹೊರಬಂದು ನಾವೊಂದು ಶಿಕ್ಷಣವನ್ನು ಪಡೀಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ಆರೋಗ್ಯದಿಂದ ಬದುಕಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನವನ್ನು ಕಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಸಹಾಯ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಆ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಧನ್ಯವಾದವನ್ನು ಅರ್ಪಿಸ್ತಾ, ನನಗೇನು ಇವತ್ತು ಅವಾರ್ಡನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಿ ಅದನ್ನು ನನ್ನ ಸಮುದಾಯಕ್ಕಾಗಿಯೇ ನಾನು ಅರ್ಪಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ.
Deccan Herald Changemakers 2025, Unnati Ayyappa.
My heartfelt gratitude to Deccan Herald for recognizing my efforts and achievements. I'm really honored by this and really motivated to do more. I'd also like to thank my parents. They've always supported me since, my grassroots. Thank you.
Deccan Herald Changemakers 2025, Ved Chikkarmane.
Life before I was diagnosed. went and choosing me as a change maker, who helped me collect resources for children with hearing loss. I would like to thank everyone who made me put me in this position. I'm truly blessed. Thank you so much.
Deccan Herald Changemakers 2025 ವಿಕಾಸ್ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಾವರ್ ಮತ್ತು ಗೌತಮನ್ ದೇಸಿಂಗ್.
Feel really blessed and happy to be here. Thank you, Deccan Herald.
We have decided to dedicate our life to till we reuse every drop of wastewater which comes from the city. So this kind of awards are truly a motivation for us to keep us going.
Please now join me in welcoming on stage Dr. Salim, Director General of Police for the Criminal Investigation Department here in Karnataka. Dr. Salim. Deccan Herald Changemakers 2025, Vinay Malge.
ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿನ ಏನು ಡೆಕ್ಕನ್ ಹೆರಲ್ಡ್ ಟೀಮ್ ನಮಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ನನ್ನ ಟೀಮಿಗೆ ಇದು ಸನ್ಮಾನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಇದು ನನ್ನ ಟೀಮ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಪರವಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಇದು ತೊಗೋತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಇದು ನಂದು ಒಬ್ಬರದೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ನನ್ನ ಇಡೀ ಟೀಮು ಮತ್ತು ಇದು ನನ್ನ ಪರಿವಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಏನದ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ನಾನು ಸಮರ್ಪಿಸ್ತೇನೆ.
ಡೆಕ್ಕನ್ ಹೆರಾಲ್ಡ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮೇಕರ್ಸ್ 2025 ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಯಶಸ್ವಿ ನಾರವಿ ಮತ್ತು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಮೇಘ್ನಾ ಪೆಮ್ಮಯ್ಯ.
thank you Deccan Herald and team for choosing us as changemakers of one of the changemakers of 2025. Seeing a wild animal in the wild or releasing a injured wild animal back to its health and back to the wild is what we aim for, and that is what we'll be continuing in next.
I would also request Dr. Salim to say a few words for us.
Good evening, everybody. It is my firm belief, right from Stone Ages, it has been always the purpose and endeavor of every human activity is to make this world a better place to live. Most important thing is the recognition of those efforts, those activities which has led to making this world a better place to live. So that I must compliment Deccan Herald that this onerous job, I can say our noble job, has been taken over by Deccan Herald in recognizing the people who are committed, who are dedicated, and who are making wonders in life.
Please welcome on stage Changemaker Emeritus, Captain Gopinath.
ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಈ ಅದ್ಭುತ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮೇಕರ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಹೊಸ ತಿರುವನ್ನು ಕೊಡುವುದಕ್ಕೆ, ಉತ್ತಮವನ್ನು ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಒಂದು ಥರದ ರೋಮಾಂಚಕವಾದ ಒಂದು ನನಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಮೈನಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಆ ರಕ್ತ ಕುಣಿದಾಡ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಮೇಡ್ tremendous changes to society that requires, along with dreaming, you need optimism. ಆಶಾದಾಯಕವಾದ ಒಂದು ಮನೋಭಾವ ಇರಬೇಕು. But we should celebrate the good things in life. Our celebration is what Deccan Herald is doing. Whatever you have done, and I think there is more to conquer than what you have already conquered. Thank you very much.
For the vote of thanks, I'd now like to call on stage Mr. K.V. Subramanya, our executive editor here at Deccan Herald.
Stand before you to thank all those who have made this evening a memorable one. On behalf of Deccan Herald, I express my deep gratitude to the chief guest, Captain G.R. Gopinath, for gracing the event and his valuable words. I thank the jury members, Professor G.N. Devi, Dr. Pratima Murthy, Dr. Anita Ratnam, and Vasudendra for their work in selecting the DH Changemakers 2025. I also congratulate and thank all the Changemakers. Our thanks also go to the invitees who turned up in good numbers despite their pressing engagements. We thank our sponsors who have supported us for this edition of the DH Changemakers: Karnataka Residential Educational Institution Society, Mahindra, Ramaya University of Applied Sciences, Sparsh Hospital, Travel Mart, First Circle, Margadarshi, and Asianet Suvarna. Last but not the least, I thank all the different teams of the Printers Mysore Limited who have toiled hard for the last many months in making this event a huge success.
ಈ ಡೆಕ್ಕನ್ ಹೆರಾಲ್ಡ್ 2025 ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮೇಕರ್ಸ್ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ತುಂಬಾ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಮೂಲಕ ನಾವು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ 15 ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮೇಕರ್ಸ್ನ ಗುರುತಿಸಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಮತ್ತು ರೆಕಗ್ನೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್.
ಇದು ಏಷ್ಯಾನೆಟ್ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತಿ.
ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಏಷ್ಯಾನೆಟ್ ಸುವರ್ಣ ನ್ಯೂಸ್.